G'day folks, this is -8BAJ aka VK2FRO, also known as Ben, and this is a relatively busy street in the middle of Sydney, and as you can see this is the sound pressure level or sound level of a noisy street, and we've got buses and cars and shit going by, and I'm going to now show you what the sound level of my UPS is before I replace the fan. So let's go home and we'll fire up the UPS and see what it looks like on the screen of the phone. So here we are, a metre away from the Powerware unit, and if you look into the bottom right hand corner of your screen, when I shut up, you can see I'm getting about 41 decibels of noise, and of course when I speak I'm right next to the camera, so the screen is going to peak. Of course this phone is not a calibrated audio measuring instrument, so we're not going to get real-time values of this, but you saw before that a busy street is about 60 dB, and I'm reasonably loud, but I've got some I've got myself some resolve to this problem. What I needed was a little light up here, a little fella here, and it does a good job. LED light, moving around there. And so we've got solution to the problem of the noise. First of all, we've got some fans. These are fractal design, which is the same as my my big PC's case, which is over there. Shine the light over there so you guys can see it. That thing is pretty much a silent PC, designed to run without making any noise whatsoever. Even if you open up that front panel, which I will do for you now. Oh, come on, open. No difference in sound, because guess what? There's nothing in it that makes any darn noise. It's this guy over here, a lovely little UPS that's making all the racket. So what we do is we just take the fans out, change them over. So the tools for this experiment, or well, changing the fans over, as soon as I just adjust the level on this camera, is a pair of fractal 92 by 92 25mm fans. There's two of those. A mouse, I needed one of those for the laptop, but most importantly, one of these. In case you're wondering, it's all shadowed. Can Jim beam. That should get it going. Dip that in there, well, down my throat, that should make it go good. But what we'll do is we'll take this apart very carefully before I consume the Jim beam, because we don't play with high voltage and electricity and stuff before you drink, and change the fans over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut everything down, turn off the server, turn off the main computer, turn off the UPS, and then take it apart and change the fans over. So if you're working on one of these and you want to change the fans down to something a little bit quieter, well, the first step, you don't want to get shocked by 240 volts. So what you do is you take the front panel out, lever it down like this, lift it up and turn it to the side, take the three screws out, and I think you all know what I'm going to do. I'm going to yank the batteries. So take that panel off, toss it over there. One battery pack, straighten leave the coffee table. That's the way. There's 2 battery packs. They're 48 volt units. This is the 2 kVA unit as opposed to Ed Systems 1 kVA, which I think had 2 batteries in it. The next step is getting these screwed out, and they're not felt screws, they are actually a screw that looks like this on the inside. I'm going to swing the light around here so you guys can see it. It's one of these weird, probably not going to be terribly well visible on the camera, but it's called a Torx, and it's a big one, and that fits in there nicely. Get it in there the right way, there we go. I have a nice little set here. Just holds just about every different style of Torx, tri-wing, anti-tamper and any other sort of screw. And you should get yourself one of these if you start playing with gear like this, because the manufacturers quite often include these horrible screws, and generally it's a pain in the arse. So we take these out. There's 2 on this side and 4 on the back. There's 1. Put that out of the way. There's 2. I'm not going to bore you with taking out the 6, 8 screws. So now it's a lot lighter. No batteries. I actually swing it around quite easily. I don't want to send those screws for a 6er, so I'll move those out of the way. It pops out just like a regular computer case. That comes off. I'll slide that back up there. Lose it. Up here we've got the battery tray, which is located, well, the battery box, I suppose you could call it, where my lamp is sitting. We've got a logic board, and down in here we have the inverter, shielding, plenty of it, and airflow stuff. And here, let's swing this over and around. If I peel this back, I've only just unplugged this, but peel this back, there we are. There are, just in there, 1, front pedal came off, 2, there's the noise makers, the 2 big 92x92mm fans. Okay, got that off. There they are, they're the noise makers. And basically all they are is very high RPM fans that really aren't required. So, I mean, I'm only loading this bastard up to about 55% tops, and that's when I have the soldering iron on, the TV on, the PC on, and everything else on. And let's face it, we don't really need a soldering iron plugged in or the TV plugged into the UPS. But that was my test. Check out these chokes. They're either chokes or transformers. Ed from Aussie 50, Ed, you might be able to tell me more along the lines of what those guys are. But it's similar to yours, but I believe, and if I look under here, yeah, I'm going to swing you guys upside down so you can have a look in there. But that's where all the switching goes on, under there. I believe that's your MOSFETs / IGBTs that does all the work. Oh, I'm going to put you guys right back up, right way back up. Damn, this tripod's heavy. It's a proper tripod, not a toy one. Oh. So what I've got to do is pull these damn fans out. And they are hidden just up in here. If I swing that around the right way. Move this lead out of the way. I believe there's no high voltage here. It's just up in there. So all I'm going to do is go yank, and that's one. And yank, and that's two. That's both the fans out. All I'm going to do now is replace them with mine. Once you've got the fan assembly out, which is just basically two fans, but they are not wired in parallel. Don't wire them parallel, because I'm not sure if that pair of connectors are designed to handle that. They're just connected by a zip tie. You can cut the zip tie if you want, or just put the fans aside as backup units. But what I suggest you do once you get them out, as you do them, say like this screw here first, that screw second, this screw third, and that screw fourth. And once you get down to the last screw, you put that one back in once you take the fan out, and do the same with that one. It keeps these nice little guards in place, and that way you don't have to realign the guards when you're putting the unit back together. So now what we've got to do is we've got to chop these guys up, the connectors anyway, on those, by, who makes these fans? Let's see what I can hold one up to the camera there. So, NMB MAT. The Matchy shooter, I know that much. Oh, sorry, bring the light over, there we are. 12 volts DC, 0.4 watt, 430 milliamps. They draw the same amount of current as these new ones that I'm going to put on, which I can't reach now. They're on the other side of the room. And so what I'll do now is I'll extend the tripod, bring it up to a nice height, and I'll chop these off these fellas. They might end up in the bin. If they don't, they'll end up in the spare parts for, like, you know, starting fires or whatever. You know, get the idea? They're useless. Right, off we go. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to strip these. Just make sure these fans run. Very easily done. It's just a quick, with my Tyrannosaurus here. And then pull that back like that. And hold one of the positive. Actually, what I'll do is grab one of the alligator clips. These guys work. These are awesomely handy when you fuck up like I just did then. And there we go, we've got one fan going. So that fan is spinning. So the bottom one's not going, top one is. So that means that we've found the positive and negative. So this here is the RPM wire, which should normally be used in a computer. I bought this from a computer store. So that's normally used to send a signal back to the computer to say, hey, I'm doing, I don't know, 1198 RPM out of the 1200 I can do. So now we know what that wiring is. Red and black is positive and negative. We'll just do the same to the other two. That's still got a connector on it. See, it's useful for a motherboard. Well, guess what? Ain't useful for me. So pull that off and boom. Now the next step is to attach, no, that's off the thingamajig, and that's off the thingamajig. Take these guys, I hope you guys can see that, that's the connector off the Powerware UPS, and attach those to the fans. So you can see here it's a simple matter of taking the leads, which were originally on the fans inside the UPS. What I've done is I've put this heat shrink, which is worth its weight in gold. Definitely go to your local electronics store and buy a pack of this stuff. I've got a crap load of it for all different sizes of wire here. really small to really big. It's brilliant stuff. You can use it for insulating connections like we're making here. And get the heat shrink, and that's on the connection that plugs into the I suppose you can call it the motherboard on the Powerware UPS. And we'll just set that one aside. Also, another thing I'll tell you is when you're going to join a couple of wires, the first thing you do is you take the wires themselves and you tin them with solder. And all that involves doing is, come back here, taking the wire. One of these little guys too is really handy. It's called a helping hands. And just brushing the soldering iron over it like so. Oh, that's a bit dirty. And all it does is pre-coats the wire with solder. So when you want to join something to it, so for example, I want to join this red wire to it, which is what I exactly intend to do right now. You just hold the wire against it, give it a touch. Come on, make it nice and neat. That's good enough. And boom, you're joined. The solder flows. It's too easy. And you do the same with the other wire. And it's done. It makes life so much easier. So tin your wires first, then join them up. Then once you're done with that, come on, you little bucket, come out. Slide your heat shrink down. Well, actually absorb all the heat out of them, so come here then. You might make yourself useful. Absorb the heat out of them before you bring the heat shrink down, otherwise it will shrink at the start and you won't be able to get it over the wire. That's just my sponge out of my cleaning tray for the iron. Pull them apart. Bring the heat shrink down. Wouldn't this be embarrassing if I had actually soldered up the black to the red and the red to the black on video. But yep, slide them down. I've run out of black, so that's why I'm using black and white. And then all you do is use a cigarette lighter and it shrinks around the connection. Look at that. That's not a short against anything. Done. Too easy. So now these are ready to go back into the UPS. So I'm now going to have to move back over to the coffee table where the UPS, the patient is, and put these in. So what I'll do is I'll take these two fans here. Find the little connectors on the board, and they're just over here. One. Oh, they're a pain to plug in. They are a pain in the bum to plug in, actually. There's one. Should be another one. There we go. Over there. Turn it around that way. There you go. Remember, there could be capacitors in here that can contain a master charge, so be careful what you're touching. All I was touching was this insulated cable here, and the back of the circuit board, the heatsink, and the connectors. So the next step, I suppose, is to slide some batteries in the front. This way, one, I don't pop the house out and make the house go into darkness, and two, if I need to disconnect the power, I can do so in a darn hurry by just yanking the batteries. There we are. Come on, get on there, you bastard. Don't making a mockery of me while I'm making a video. Oh, I see, that tongue is being a pain in the bum. There we go. Turn it on. Hey look, our fans work. Well, they did for a moment. Do you know why? Powerware UPSs will require you to hold the button down for 3 seconds. There we go! She's on. Can you hear anything apart from it beeping? Quiet. Thank God. My sanity is saved. So the next step is to put these in. Looks like I bought one, and I only did one zip tie because tension on the wires just drags them up. out of the way. They're zip tied up here where my finger is. I'll just lift it up. I've zip tied them up here so that they are attached to this lead here, and for every means and purpose they well, the bottom one here, its connection is down under here, and it follows around the corner and goes up the side of the two fans, and this one just comes out the side here, and I've just zip tied that, and it's doubled back underneath the chassis here. So we should be able to put this guy back together, and we should have some nice solid UPS. So I've gotten almost all the way through putting this back together, and I've forgotten to put this protective plate back in. So let's try again, shall we? Notice the sound level when I speak. I'm done with the upgrade. Those noisy fans have gone. Wasn't too difficult. And they are pushing quite a bit of air through that case. In fact, I probably think they're pushing a bit more air than the original ones were. But, yes, that machine used to make as much noise as someone speaking. And, yeah, loud. It's been fixed now.